Good morning everyone, this is your boy Pawww and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to discuss and show you guys on how to apply for a student visa here in Australia. So let's go! This time I have to speak in English because I have received some messages from a couple of friends of mine, like way old friends of mine from my US internship days, and they just wanted to ask on how was the process of applying to a student visa and what are the requirements, how long did you wait for it, so those kinds of questions. And at the same time, it's for the viewers as well who are really interested to apply for it. So yeah, let's move on and let's get straight to it. Well, let me start with the basic requirements. Of course, number one is your passport. Passport, obviously, you won't be able to fly out of your country without this. Number two is age. There's actually no limitation in terms of age. However, there's just a condition that applies for students who are under 18. But then if you are 18 years old and above, then definitely you would be able to apply for it, and you are just basically eligible for it. And number three, just some additional ID documents such as birth certificate, some police clearances or NBI clearances, or any type of government issued IDs, because obviously this will just be your proof of identification. Next, let's go to your GTE, a temporary entrant, or I would say a statement of purpose. Pretty much, as an applicant, you have to submit a statement into the migration of Australia to tell them what is your purpose for studying here. Like, what is your goal? What is your aim? What is your future plan? Why do you want to study here? Obviously, you're gonna tell them what is your good intention. Like, you wanted to experience international education, you wanted to experience the international culture or tradition here, you want to meet new friends, develop or enhance more of your skills in terms of the field or the study you are doing, because you knew that Australia could offer that for you. Those type of statements. So yeah, just be straightforward, just keep it simple. If I'm not mistaken, you only need 500 words at least to apply for it, and yeah, it's not that much. Alright, so moving on to the next one is your English language requirement, and another one would be your financial statement, or in other words they call it the show money. So for these two requirements, that will actually depend whether you apply to a university or a TAFE school. Obviously for universities, they have a higher standards. That's why they're gonna require you to have those documents with you, compared to most of the TAFE schools here that they don't really require that. But just in case you need that, for IELTS you have to have a 5.5 band score, and then for PTE you have to have a 42 overall score, which is not too bad. But just a heads up guys, you always have to double check this, because it may change in the future, or we don't know yet, so always double check. So now let's move on to the next one, which is the show money. It's basically you showing or proving them that you are financially capable enough that you can support yourself here in Australia while you are studying. So you wanted to make sure that the account you're using, whether that is from your parent, brother, sister, or any first degree relative, make sure that the money inside that account is at least 3 months old, and also make sure that you meet the required amount that they mentioned. So those are pretty much the basic requirements that you guys are going to need if you are applying for a student visa. And now let's jump onto the major parts, wherein you're going to need the certificate of enrollment. So to have the certificate of enrollment, of course, you have to have your school first. So choose your school, you have to choose your location, choose the course or the study you wanted to do. And once you have decided, that's the time you are going to apply on that school. And from that school, you are going to acquire an LOO from them, or what we so call the letter of offer. From that letter of offer, everything's pretty much in there, from the breakdown of fees, or I would say breakdown of your tuition fees, rules of the school, terms and conditions, agreements, and so on and so forth. Once you have agreed to the school's offer, you just have to basically sign it and then return it scanned to them. And then from there, they just have to process the COE and then come back to you in a couple of days. Once they have organized that, then you can already move on to the next step. That is to create an account with the Australian Immigration Authority's website. And for that link, I'm just gonna put it on the description below for you guys just to click it, and then from there, you just have to fill it up and then send them the necessary documents that they need and they require. So once you have completed the visa application online, the next step would be for you to pay the visa application, which is, I believe, at the moment is at $575 Australian dollars. Make sure to get this settled, that way you will be able to get a TRN or a transaction reference number, because with that number you will be able to track or get a status of your application, whether it's still on process or how long it will take, or what's your missing requirement, what's your missing document. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Basically you just have to wait for the decision of your visa, and then from there you can already travel to Australia. I know it may sound very complicated. I know that a lot of us actually uses agencies because it's basically hassle-free. They just ask you the requirements you need to submit. It's pretty much the same if you do it individually. You just have to read the requirements into the website. That's the same thing that the agencies are actually doing. But with this way, you will be able to save up another application fee. So instead of paying that application fee to the agency, save it up for yourself and just apply by yourself. That's it. Anyways, just to make sure we did not miss anything on that discussion, let us jump into our computer. So I'm going to be showing you guys my reference or the website that I used when I was applying for a student visa. Alright, let's go. So from your desktop, you just have to basically go to your browser, whatever browser that you have. Mine is Google Chrome. Try to make that full screen. So just type in google.com, where we eventually all ask our questions. So type in how to apply for a student visa in Australia. Oh, it's already in there. Alright, so yep, that's the one. That's the website that I was talking about. So it's dreamstudiesabroad.com/articles/student-visa-Australia. Anyways, I'm just gonna put it on the description below as well, guys, just in case for your reference. Yeah, so student visa to Australia. Yep. Alright, let's try to review it if I was able to mention everything. So one is to apply to a school in Australia and get COE. Yes, I was able to say that. Number 2 is create an account with Australian immigration authorities. Yes, I have mentioned that. Make sure that you all have, that you have all the needed documents in digital format. So yeah, I also mentioned that. Let us check every single one. Oh, yeah, that's the one I forgot. The overseas health insurance, guys. That's very important as well. So in terms of applying for the visa, you also gonna need that, because that's a really big help just in case you got into an emergency, you need to see a doctor or a general practitioner here. That is really very helpful, guys. Instead of you paying the whole amount, they will be able to cover a certain amount, not the whole amount, but at least still a big help for you to save. Number 3 would be your passport. I said that that was very important as well. Proof of temporary stay, I'd mentioned the GTE, that's the one, or the statement of your purpose. Additional ID documents such as birth certificate. Yep, I mentioned that. Proof that you can finance your studies, yes. Proof that you have enough knowledge to pass your intended studies. IELTS, yes, I did say that. Even PTE. Proof of previous employments. No, I wasn't able to say that, but just in case you have any employment or previous employment experience, then that will be another requirement as well for you to submit. So next one would be documentation of criminal offenses if you have ever been convicted. Yep, I mentioned that. The police checks, NBI clearances, whatsoever. Just in case you need to check more on the lists, you can go to this website, just click it. So yeah, number 4, complete the visa application online. 5, pay the visa fee and get a TRN number. There could also be possible health checkup and interview. That's gonna depend on where you're gonna study or where you're gonna live. And that's it pretty much. Get your visa decision and travel to Australia. So yeah, hopefully that helped you guys out. I'm not a professional or an expert consultant, but I'm just here to help you guys out, just from my knowledge and just from my experience as a student. Now I'm already applying for another visa because I already finished my studies, and that took me 2 years and 6 months to finish, and I'm on the process of having the 485 or the graduate visa, and still I'm waiting for it due to the lockdown and due to the pandemic. It has been delayed. It's already on its 4th month. Usually it only takes maximum of 3 months for it to come out, but yeah, due to the pandemic, I wasn't able to do the medical, so still have to wait, unfortunately. If you guys have any questions, comments or suggestions, or if there's any mistakes that I have mentioned, please do not hesitate to comment below, so I would be able to correct that. And yeah, like I said, I'm not an expert consultant, so it's just purely all in my knowledge and the website's knowledge. So if you guys like the video, please don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to share it to our future aspiring students who wanted to apply here in Australia. So yeah, that's it pretty much. Once again, this is your boy Pawww, and thank you for dropping by, and thank you for finishing the video. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.